Hello everyone, welcome to the channel of Virtual Learning Hub. I am Devdi Bhattacharya and today we will discuss about a very simple topic which is called input tax credit under GST. So let's start. You can make a screenshot of the screen. What it said is the two components of GST is that CGST and IGST shall be administered by the center and state simultaneously. CGST on interstate supplies shall be levied and collected by center and AGST on such interstate supplies shall be levied and collected by the state. The powers to levy, collect and administer IGST shall rest with the center. So input tax credit of CGST shall be used for payment of CGST and IGST, while SGST credit shall be used to pay output liability of SGST and IGST. SGST cannot be used for payment of CGST and vice versa. Input tax credit of IGST shall be used for the payment of IGST, CGST and SGST. So if I explain it, these two components of GST is that CGST and IGST. So CGST on interstate supply is collected by center and IGST is collected by state, and the administration collection of IGST is conducted by the center. Now if there is a input tax credit of CGST, the input tax credit of CGST, SGST and IGST. Now if there is a input tax credit of CGST, from CGST the input tax credit will be paid to CGST first, then the remaining balance for IGST. For SGST, the input tax will paid first to SGST, then IGST. For IGST, first have to pay for IGST, then CGST and then SGST. So this is the explanation. We will understand it with the numerical. So here is the problem. Mr. X purchased goods for 60,000 with 18% of GST of interstate and sold with a profit of 20% of interstate with 18% GST. We need to calculate GST payable amount. Here we will find out what is input tax credit. So first we need to calculate for purchase. For 60,000 and we are charging GST which is interstate, so CGST and SGST both will be charged with 9% and 9%. CGST, so 60,000 into 9% which is, and SGST for the total amount is now for sale, which is 20% of profit. It means 60,000 by 100 into 120. What we will get? 60,000 by 100 into 120. So 72,000 to charge CGST on 72,000 into 9% and SGST same amount. So the total amount is 72,000 plus 6480 plus 6480. The total amount is 84,960. Now this is the input and this is the, so the output is, for output CGST and SGST. The CGST amount of output is 6480 and SGST 6480. Now the input is CGST for 5,400. So CGST amount of input is 5,400. So we need to we first need to pay this CGST amount from CGST. So going to charge against CGST amount to CGST. So input CGST will be charged for and input for SGST first going to charge against SGST. We know that CGST input will first charge CGST, then the remaining balance will be paid to IGST. So if there is a IGST amount, suppose the IGST amount is 2000 and this CGST amount is 7000. So the remaining balance from 7000 of 6480 will be charged against this IGST amount, which is 2000. So we need to pay the GST amount is 6480 minus 5400, which is, here we can see there is no into tax credit amount. This is the amount for GST payable. Suppose the input tax of CGST is 7000. Suppose then there is a negative balance. Our input balance is more than the output balance of CGST, which is 7000 minus 6480, which is 520. It will be the input tax credit amount. We will discuss it with a little change. The Mr. X purchased goods 60,000 with 18% GST. We are going to make a little change, which is interstate, and sold goods 20% with interstate profit, with interstate with 18% GST. Now here in purchase amount for 60,000, we only going to charge for IGST, as there is the transaction is in interstate goods. So 60,000 into 18%, and the sale amount, which is with a profit 60,000 by 100 into 120, which is 72,000. Going to charge GST, CGST 72,000 into 9%, which is 6480, and SGST 6480, which is, so the output, this is the liability of output, which is selling amount, CGST and SGST, which is both of 6,480. Now what we have for input amount? Only IGST. It means from IGST we can only charge first. For IGST we need to charge against IGST. There is no value of IGST. There is CGST and SGST. Next, the remaining balance will be charged against CGST and SGST. So we have an amount of IGST 10,800 by 2. So this is the remaining balance will be for GST payable. If the IGST amount is if the IGST amount is 16,000, then what will be happen? We are dividing in equal ratio 8,000 and 8,000. So this is what we call input tax credit. This is the remaining fund. So that's it. I think you understand the concept. Thank you.